Alright, we are going in to game number 1. Getting rid of the stupid overlay things. And at the bottom position here on Magrathea. Oh, I forgot to actually click the map preview. But anyway, at the bottom here is the Orange Protoss. We have Arf Arf, aka Favorite. And at the right side, as the beige Zerg, as declared by Mr. Shamtu, we have Oxzerg, who I believe was in the stream chat a little while ago. And has also signed up to TL Open tomorrow, which reminds me, guys, everybody go sign up to TL Open. I'm going to copy pasta the link in the chat. Oh my god, please tell me this isn't the wrong replay and they're just going to like leave the game in 2 seconds. How sad would that be? Please, no, stay in the game. Yes! Alright, whew, we did it. We are good to go. Okay, so the map. So this is Magrathea. This is effectively like Python 2.0, I guess. So it's Python, but there's an island base in all 4 corners, pretty much. And there's like an extra little mineral only thing. Yeah, but the main base layout, as you can see, there's like close air positions over here. In the corner, there's an island. Now, it's kind of like a pseudo island, so normal ground units can't get there, but workers can glitch. Can mineral walk through the gates and head over into the corners. So that is fantastic. Interestingly, we have a 1-base build here from a Favorite against Oxzerg, who is apparently going 12 hatch. Aha, indeed he is. See how this is? Why are you casting replays and not live? It's just easier on the players because it's extremely difficult organizing a clan war. So these matches aren't necessarily played in order. I think like some people play at the same time, some people have to reschedule. It's just way too difficult to get all the players playing in sequence for a live cast. We may try to do some live games for like the semifinals or the finals. But at the end of the day, it's just, I mean, like AWA can barely get replays from people. It's like, I don't know, man. People are they're just not that cooperative with these kinds of things in general. So it just saves us some headache, I suppose. Alright. In the meantime, this drone is actually being crazy amounts of annoying here. Normally you see probe guys, little probers being the ones doing the harassment. Although this prober is actually doing some harassment too, apparently. Causing some of that lost mining time. I'm actually really curious to see what build Arf goes for here. I'm also curious what the rush distance is between these 2 spawns, because, ooh, got him. Because like on Python, this would be close ground positions, and you would prefer to go 2-gate in your main instead of for a tech build. But I don't think it's quite as close on Magrathea, so maybe it's not as bad. And Arf is in fact going for the Boneth build. I don't know if that build has an actual name or not, so I'm just gonna call it the Boneth build. Where he's actually just gonna go for a super fast Reaver rush and try and do some crazy amounts of harassment. Now, it's possible to just win the game straight off the harassment, and if not, we saw Boneth turn this into like a Dragoon Reaver all-in, basically, which is extremely scary. Cadenza and I actually casted a game on Wednesday, I believe, between Boneth and True Touch, where True Touch got absolutely destroyed on Andromeda by this build. And it's not the first time either. It's not the first time. Boneth has used this to great success, but this does rely on very good Reaver micro. Of course, Boneth known for having insanely good micro. Favorite, I don't know. I mean, Favorite actually has been around for a while. He's been playing for NB in various clan wars for a really long time. But he never really stood out to me as like a super mega Gosu Protoss, and for some reason he actually doesn't seem to ever participate in individual tournaments. He only plays in clan wars, as far as I know. Oh, missed shot there. I don't think it would have killed it actually. Wow, that's actually a gigantic mistake from Arf. He had 3 Zealots and a Dragoon and couldn't block just a handful of Zerglings from getting the full scout off. It's actually gonna kill a probe here, it seems. Oh man, barely didn't. 2 HP, 1 more hit would have actually killed that drone, but that's fairly irrelevant compared to the benefit of getting this information. can see shuttle speed is already on the way. Now, Oxark has seen what's going on here. What is the response? He's getting his Hydra speed. This obviously is for spore colonies. And he's actually building a creep colony really far out of his natural for some reason. So I guess if you're scared of getting front busted by Reavers, you should space your Sunkens so that a Scarab can't splash 2 Sunkens at once, right? So you don't want to make the usual Sunken line where they're all touching, because otherwise the Scarab's gonna just splash you down. But interestingly, Fabian actually just sending his shuttle out first, not waiting for the Reaver, and just dropping 2 Zealots and a Dragoon in the main base. What the hell? Oh my god. This is some next level attack right here. 2 drones falling, the rest of the drones pulled. Oxark did not see this coming. He's got 2 Sunkens at the front, but he's got pretty much no units. For some reason, Arvov is actually chasing all the drones down instead of just killing this Hydralisk. What a freaking madman. I am not convinced that this is the best idea though. Because as you can see, 1 round of unit production and Oxark can easily clean this up. So I don't know if that was worth it. I feel like it's better to just save the units so that after you do the Reaver harass, you can, so what you can do is you can use the ground army to pressure the front, although with 2 Sunkens here it might be difficult, and then while the Reaver's going in. Whereas now, he doesn't really have the ground army anymore, but he does have speed for his shuttle, so how much damage is the Reaver going to do? Nothing straight away, but there's only 2 Hydralisks here. He could drop the Zealots to buy some time. He's going to drop all the units. The Reaver can kill. No, he needs to target the Hydralisks. First Scarab is a dud. The second Scarab is also a dud there. Arfarf doesn't look like he was actually manually targeting with the Reaver, which is a huge mistake. It's very important to actually target down the initial Hydralisks, and the shuttle falls here. Man, that was... This is why this build is so reliant on having just really good control, and you can see he's following up with the Dragoon Reaver all in, exactly as Bonneth has done, but without having done any damage to Oxark, I don't think that that's necessarily gonna work here. I think he only killed Zerglings with that attack. Right, with the Reaver and Shuttle. I don't think he actually killed anything that was really useful. I don't think he even killed a Hydralisk. Oh, and now he's got the Reaver. He's got no Shuttle. The Dragoons need to protect. It looks like Oxark are going to regroup a little bit before moving back in. He's actually baited the Dragoons out a little bit. Oh, ooh, that's not bad. We actually have a second Reaver, and now the Shuttle coming out. More Dragoons being made. He has a pylon at the front, but I don't know if he's necessarily... I mean, he could still expand here. It's not terrible. But he does have to be careful. Dragoons are mainly there to support the Reaver. The Reavers are the key here. He's running out super far with these. Where the heck is he going? I guess he's gonna walk him to the front here. I mean, the Speed Shuttle is gonna come pick him up, I guess. But here we go. He's moving out front. Another staggered Sunken colony. Not that bad, actually. Just giving himself some space here. Just gonna buy time for when the Reaver eventually does come in. And look at the minimap. He's actually sending the Hydralisks all the way around the top side, so he can actually flank the shuttle. So if there was a big attack here, you know, the Dragoons and Reavers are all up here. The Hydras could come from the back and snipe the shuttle, but actually, it's not a big attack coming. I think he is just gonna expand and instead use this shuttle and 2 Reavers for harassment. Looks like it's a dud Scarab here. Doesn't even get any damage off. But you can see he's being a little bit more careful. Now, if you look at the supplies, Arfarf is still quite a bit ahead in supply. So, you know, he hasn't lost the game, necessarily, even though his Reaver did pretty much nothing right there. But I guess we'll see. This attack is going to be it. So again, the Hydralisks going to the top side, trying to get the flank. It's going to be absolutely crucial whether they can pick off the Reavers. One Dragoon actually spots the Hydra flank on the top side, so now Arfarf knows, Favorite knows he needs to be careful of Hydras coming from that side. Looks like they actually are going to swing around and perhaps go for the reinforcements. Another Sunken is being built just by time, and here we go, here's the surround. Looks like the shuttle is going to pull down. There are 2 Scourge here, he has to just drop the Reavers. The Reavers are under attack, but huge Scarab! Massive Scarab! And the 2 Reavers fall. The shuttle is actually able to escape, but there's actually no cannon here to protect it, so it's going to fall in the main base. after managing to escape, and Favorite is gonna pull back here. He just killed the 2 Sunkens, so he killed a bunch of Hydralisks, but you can see the supply has actually gotten much closer. Now, Favorite has expanded behind this, so the question is, does Oxurg now, sorry, I'll zoom back in, does Oxurg now want to go for the kill, or does he want to play a macro game? Because you can see he's on 2 bases, he doesn't have the best drone saturation, oh, that's actually not bad, and he is getting the +1, oh wait, is that +2? Oh wow, wait, wow, he had +1 finish. Wait a minute, something's going on in the front here, I'm so sorry. I was looking at the Zerg main base. It looks like, meanwhile, the Hydras just ran into the front. Whoopsie daisies. Oh wait, I was like, how did they get in here? Apparently the Dragoons were on the wrong side of the map, and the Hydras somehow just ran into the natural. They're just running into the main base right now. What the heck? Man, I was not paying attention. I have no idea how these Hydralisks just walked into the base. Interesting. Alright, well I think Favorite is pretty dead right now. He's lost control of his natural. He built this forge. I mean, he's getting an upgrade, but he built that mainly so he could get cannons at the front, but he didn't actually have time to make any cannons. Now the Hydra's coming in, targeting down the Dragoons. The Dragoons trying to target down some Hydralisks as well. Thanks to the mischance, they're actually not doing too bad. But this game is certainly over now, and Oxurg will be taking game number 1 in favor of Team SAS as soon as he can close out the game. 12 o'clock is being taken. +2 range attack, I believe, is done. Wow, these Hydras are actually insanely strong. +2 range attack against +1. There we go. He's moving up the ramp. Is that a cannon? That is a cannon, but it's not going to finish. Where is the GG? Oh god, he's even gonna use the probes. Oh man, not like this. Oh, not like this. Oh, he bugged out the Hydra a little bit. GG! Okay, let's do it. What's happening right now? Alright, at the bottom right position here on Circuit Breakers, we have Sasnon. And at the bottom left, as the orange Zerg, we have NB Unknown. Was it chat bug? I guess so. There you go, guys. It was a chat bug. That was the culprit all along. Alright, so non is unknown. See, this is why we need Discord, peeps. This is why you gotta use that sweet, sweet Discord action to avoid the Blizzard chat bugs. Alright, good. Speaking of which, guys, I have actually used my my TL connections to hopefully, you know, poke Blizz about the chat bug, because I don't actually know if they were even aware of this issue or realized how big of a problem it was. But I talked to one of the admins at TL who has like connections at Blizzard, and he talked to somebody at Blizzard about this, I think. So hopefully they're on the case. I made it very clear that it's like impossible to run a tournament on Battle.net right now without using Discord because of chat bug. So yeah, hopefully Blizzard gonna do the thing, get that fixed. And looks like we've got 12 badge action here versus a 1-base tech play from Non. He actually built this gas super fast, right? Is this like a 2-port Wraith opening? I guess this is 2-port Wraith. Unfortunately for him, Unknown is going to come in and scout this. Now, Unknown won't actually see how fast the gas was, but he will know it's a tech build, so it'll pretty much either be... I mean, I guess there's 3 main options, right? It can be like a 1-fact expand, it can be a 1-fact 1 starport into like a Wraith and a Vulture drop or something like that, or it can be 2-port Wraith. I have actually seen recently some weird 2-fact attacks against Zerg, but I feel like that's still relatively uncommon. Alright. So what is going down over here? SCV gonna see the 12 hatch. It's actually interesting. It looks like from the minimap, the SCV went top right and then almost to the top left and didn't see anything in the natural, so he immediately changed direction or something. Or maybe he saw the Overlord at the natural and immediately changed directions. I think that's what probably happened. Alright, so what else is gonna happen over here? Factory's finished. Are we gonna have a 2-port? He's still mining a lot of gas. He's got a ton of gas in the bank. And he's playing against a 3-edge build. He sees the sunken timing with the SCV. He was actually moving out with 4 Marines. I'm actually not sure if Zerg saw this. I don't see any kills, so there wasn't actually a Zergling anywhere that they killed. So he just made the sunken, I think, after seeing the fast factory. And we do indeed have 1 starport only, no second port here. So I guess this is going to be like 1 Wraith into drops, possibly Valkyries if required. We shall see. You don't necessarily need the first Wraith either, I guess. And looks like scouting SCV will be falling right now. Did he see the lair? I'm actually not sure if he got up here to see the lair timing. There is actually a Hydrogen on the side, but given the opening here, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a lurker opening, because, you know, Hydralisks are the effective defensive tool against fast Terran tech. They're good against vultures, vulture drops, they're good against wraiths, good against most of the things that would come out of this. So we'll have to see here. Is he gonna get the Spire? He'll probably just get the Spire, right? Actually doesn't have enough money right now. In the meantime, we actually are gonna have a Medic Marine drop here. Wow, Ending Life in the chat actually called this earlier, and I was like, no, he's not going to Medic Marine drop. What the heck is a Medic Marine drop? But he actually is. Huh. That'll teach me to not listen to the chat. Interestingly, he's queued up a Fire Bat behind this, because you can see he's actually picked up every single unit from the front. So if Unknown knew what was happening, he'd just run up here with like anything and just kill all the SCVs. Now Non is actually going to make a Fire Bat and a Medic on the ramp just in case some Zerglings come out. We obviously can see that nothing's happening. I guess to be fair, also the Vulture went out and cleared stuff out. So he knew from the Vulture that there was nothing actually waiting outside his base. But here we go, here's the Medic Marine drop. Now for Hydralisks, I said they were good against most things that come out of the Terran when they do this build. They're actually not good against Medic Marine though. You can see, this is possibly the only thing that they're not good at when you see Terran going fast tech, and the Spire might even get picked off here. The drones are coming in. This could be a very fast game in favor of Non. Oh my goodness. Well, this game might actually be over already. Interestingly, Non doesn't finish off the Spire, did he? Oh man, look at this. He's killing everything. He's not even always gonna lose 1 Marine. Look at the kills on these Marines. Oh man, 10 kills on this Marine. The drones are coming in. How many kills can this Marine get? The Spire finishes. Did he have actually any money to make stuff though? You can see there's Idle Larva here. Idle Larva everywhere, and now a Wraith is coming in. There's 4 Marines still on the high ground. 3 Mutas are on the way, but the 4 Marines could probably just kill them all, especially if the Wraith helps them out. And here we go, the Muta has come out. Oh man, looks like the Wraith even pew-pewed one of the drones to death. What's going on here? Science vessel, additional barracks, getting the engineering bay as well, but that's completely unnecessary. He's actually just going after the hatchery. A second drop actually going behind the natural expansion includes 2 vultures. I don't even know what this is. This looks like 2 Marines and a medic. There's 1 Hydralisk actually doing a good job. He kills one of the Mutas. The Muta actually doesn't have enough DPS to out-DPS the medic healing. There was a Fire Bat in there as well. That 1 Marine actually is just able to kill the Mutalisk, and GG from Unknown, which means SAS takes 2 sets. Now, remember guys, I said that there were 2 walkovers in this clan war, and it seems that both of those were on the side of SAS. which means that the score actually is tied 2-2, and we are going straight to the ace match. NB actually getting 2 free wins against SAS, and SAS, of course, taking the 2 legit wins here. Alright, and spawning at the top left location as the yellow Terran, we do have SAS Non. And at the bottom right as the orange Terran, we have NB Terror, a TBT to decide which of these 2 teams will take week number 3. I'm not actually sure what the current standings are, but I'm pretty sure SAS lost the first 2 weeks. I'm not sure about NB. Alright, so this is quite interesting. I wonder what happened to Auxerg, because I like, you know, Non is awesome, and he seems to be a clan leader. He seems to be in ARAX, by the way. But I like, if I had the choice between Auxerg and Non, I probably would have picked Auxerg for the ace match, but maybe Auxerg had to go or something. Also, having said that, you know, TBZ or ZBT can be quite tricky, especially against like a Gosu Terran like Terror. Whereas in TBT, you could potentially just try and go for the build order win, and or build order advantage, and just try and sneak a win that way. So yeah, we'll have to see here. We'll have to see how the middle of the map 8 racks is going to do here. Interestingly, a gas first by Terror. Surely this is for 2-port. I said last game was 2-port and I wasn't right. But 8 racks versus gas first, this could actually potentially do a lot of damage. Look at this. Look at the difference between the barracks timings here. So he's starting his barracks when Non's barracks is almost at 800 HP already. Damn, that's pretty hardcore. Elite Pingu says, who's the best form player at the moment? Bonneth or True Touch? I don't think True Touch is anywhere near Bonneth at the moment. Even though I really like True Touch, but I mean, on Wednesday, Cadenza and I casted a best of 7 between those 2 guys, and Bonneth 4-0'd True Touch, and like right after that, True Touch said he was gonna retire. So, yeah, it's things have changed a lot. Let me say that things have changed a lot since I casted the Team Liquid Legacy Star League. Aegyo, though, is of course the cutest Zerg of them all, so that's what's important. Alright, so the barracks of Terra has finished, and he's actually elected to make exactly 0 Marines. Alright, the first Marine is now in production, but there are 2 Marines and an SCV on the way, a 3rd Marine coming in, a 2nd SCV coming in. This could be very bad. Now the thing is though, that SCVs are pretty darn strong, so Terra could just drill through these Marines and kill them potentially. So we'll have to see how it goes. So now he sees the 2 Marines, now he knows what's going on, he's pulling the SCVs. How good is the micro? He's actually delayed the factory slightly. You can see the SCV is pulled off. All the SCVs coming down here, 7 SCVs and 1 Marine against 2 SCVs and 3 Marines. One of the SCVs actually doesn't come back in time, so it's going to get picked off straight away, it seems. Yes, indeed it will. That has bought time for 2 Marines to come out for Terror. It's going to be a micro battle here. 1 Marine of Non falls. The other one is not even firing. It's going to get picked off here, and it looks like Non is going to lose this engagement. Although the SCV doing work. That SCV killed 2 Marines. That one SCV did more work than all of his other Marines, and actually just drilled 2 SCVs to death. That was the drill that pierced the heavens right there. Or at the very least, it's it pierced the SCV armor, or sorry, the Marine armor. Oh man, and what's this? Oh, 1 port, 2 port, 1 port, 2 port, red port, blue port. Is that how it works? That sounds good to me. Alright, looks like Command Center meme. Whoa! Okay, presumably that was a scouting SCV from Terra. Gets killed. We actually have a factory, 1 fact expand after the 8 racks here from Non. So actually trying to gain a little bit of an eco advantage off of the back of that. We actually have a tight wall. I believe this is a tight wall. Even though that gap looks huge, I'm pretty sure nothing can actually go through here. And the first starport is finished. He's going. Let's see actually how many wraiths he makes before going for the control tower for Cloak. Now, I don't see any anti-air here for Non. No engineering bay. No whatchamacallit? Armory. That's the one for Goliaths. By the way, if anyone's wondering why Terra didn't just run with that Vulture, you can moving shot quite easily and effectively with Vultures. So even if that Vulture tried to run away, it would have just got run down by Non's Vultures. Now, interestingly, look at this positioning by Terra. Great game sense here, actually putting his Marines on the bottom side to stop these Vultures from running around. They actually barely don't see the first Wraith here. Are they going to see the second? It's going to be close. I think they're actually barely going to miss the second as well. He's going to run in here. There's only one Vulture, but there is one SCV repairing it. I'm not 100% sure how the DPS works. It looks like the SCV is actually going to out-repair the damage. No, not quite. But the Vultures will not be able to bust through the building wall. And the first Wraith is now coming in here. The engineering phase is almost done. Second factory on the way. Is there an armory? Armory is also on the way. So I think Non will be able to hold on here. And remember, he has the second command center, so even if he loses some of his SCVs, he will be reproducing SCVs from two command centers. Oh man, and it looks like 3 SCVs have fallen. This is the kill steal Wraith, by the way. He's taking all the credit for these kills, but let's see what's really going on here. And looks like the engineering wave finishes, and he's also trying to make turrets. I guess the thing is, even if his Goliaths come out, he won't have detection without the turrets. But having said that, looking at the minimap, I don't see a control tower done for Terror, so he's actually not going to have Cloak for these raids. Now, how many kills did they get? 4, 5? 5 kills so far. It looks like 6 SCV kills before they are finally chased away. Is that enough? He's making a command center now. He does have the supply lead, but once again, it's 2 command centers to 1. And with the turrets up, with the Goliaths up, he should be fine against these raids. He's also got the 2 factories now against just the 1 factory of Terra, although Terra is adding a second factory. It looks like the raid's going to pick off the barracks out on the map. But I would definitely say it's still a pretty close game between these players. It looked a little bit dangerous there for a second for Non, but he held on pretty nicely. Excuse me. Oh no, what the? Wait. What the heck was that tank doing out all the way over here? I guess possibly a fail, a rally point fail or something? I'm very confused by what that tank was doing out on the map that allowed itself to get picked off by 6 raids. Because even though there's 6 raids, they still take quite a while to kill a tank. I mean, it's 48 damage on the laser against 150 HP, so that's basically just over 3 and an extra shot volleys from these 6 raids. Oh wait, I didn't account for the armor either, so they're doing 5 damage each. Sorry, 7 damage each, so 35. Is that still 4? That's basically like 4 volleys, right? Huh. Anyway. Going up to 3 factories now for Terror. Now these raids do give him some amount of map control, but you can see Non now moving out. He's got his 5 Goliaths. He's going to try and set up an advanced position because he knows that the 2-port player will have a lot fewer factory units here, and the Wraiths don't really want to fight straight up. They're more of a harassing unit until you get a really high number of them in like late game PvP, but we're well away from that point. And it looks like Goliath range is even finished. The tanks are actually sieging up. The Goliath should probably just walk into the minimum range here. He's actually targeting down the Wraiths instead of the siege tanks, even though I think killing the siege tanks first would have been better, but Non is moving down here. It looks like it might not even matter. He kills the other tank. He's going to kill the last Wraith, and he's actually walking through here. Terra's in so much trouble. Is the siege mode finished? The siege mode is finished. Of course it was finished. He saw it earlier. But Non is walking into the natural. Unfortunately for him, having to back up, he's going to lose 1 of his siege tanks. The Goliaths were actually busy attacking the barracks instead of supporting their units, but Non could actually potentially take this ace match off Terra. But look at this Non. I don't know if he forgot, but siege mode is just now starting. Now you can see siege mode doesn't take too long to research, but this is not... I mean, if he had siege mode, he could have just, I think, sieged up right here and taken a really aggressive position against Terra. Although you have to be careful if you don't have that many units. Like, if he just sieged up with this, Terra could have pulled a few SCVs and potentially just killed it. And you can see, look at this, Terra actually using 2 SCVs to tank just in case there are tanks in siege mode here. But Non actually, I guess he must have just forgotten this. And now he's got to pull back. That looked for a second like he could have just taken the win. Interestingly, Non now building a random turret along the right side. 2 vultures now going up, going to stop this SCV from actually making a 3rd command center, although has he already made it? No, it's the engineering bay. Okay. I'm gonna lay some mines as well. Goliath's gonna head up to clear this stuff out, but this is actually a pretty close game so far. Alright, what is going on over here? Looks like armory on the way. And still anyone's game, I would say, even though Terror, I think now is in a pretty decent position, having held off that attack. Yes, it did cost him all of his wraiths. I wonder if perhaps he could have afforded to pull back on the race a little bit. To be fair, you know, he couldn't have known that Non didn't get his siege mode. So maybe he just needed to buy as much time as possible with the wraiths right there. But Terra now moving up towards the 12 o'clock here. Is Terra actually getting... Wow, Terra's actually getting double starports now. Gonna go for some heavy dropship play. I really actually like this. I love seeing mass dropship TVT. It's just so cool to see the map movements and stuff. It's also a little bit more interesting, I guess, than... not necessarily more interesting, but more action-packed than just the standard siege tank lines in TVT, which I know a lot of people... get a little bit resident sleeper about. I'm hearing a lot of scans go down. Who's actually scanning right now? I actually can't tell from the vision who just scanned right there. But we do have the first 2 dropships on the way for Terra. Rebuilding his barracks also, so he can add additional factories. It's interesting that Non kept trying to take the 12 o'clock, whereas Terra is just happy on his 2 base. You can see he hasn't even moved anything in that direction here. Non, meanwhile, up to his 5 factories, adding on a few more vultures here, while Terra still have 4, obviously, because he couldn't build anymore. But instead, using that gas for 4 dropships. You can see 2 more dropships on the way. 2 vultures actually running into the natural here, barely too quick, in fact, to see the double dropships coming out. I mean, obviously he knows it's 2-port, or it was a 2-port from Terra, so he can probably assume that dropships will be coming his way, but he's actually going to get in here to the main. Pretty slow reaction, it seems, from Terra, although, going to take these vultures down now, only losing a handful of SCVs. Meanwhile, vultures now coming down again, but I don't really know where they're going. Meanwhile, looks like a bunch of mines laid in the middle of the map. Non going to run down here just past Spider Mine. I wonder if the mischance on trees actually affects spider mines. I assume it does. Whoa. Hello. Huh. I think he probably just sent his vultures to lay mines there on the, like, in the fog of war. So he didn't actually know these units were here. He wasn't really paying attention. But he is moving down now to the 6 o'clock. Now Terran laying a few mines here. He does have 4 dropships rallied in a very weird location, kind of between his natural and 3rd. I'm not sure why the rally point is there. But we are going to see Non move up here. Now the main force of Terra is actually going up the other side. Is he going to try and attack this, or is he going to go for the counter? That would be really interesting. Terra could potentially leave like 2 or 3 siege tanks on the high ground to defend himself and just go for a big counter attack. That would be really funny, really exciting. But no, he's actually going for the Doom drop. The 6 dropship drop here. He's trying to figure out how to load all his stuff. Alright, looks like everything's loaded now. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, we got an attack here though. We got an attack. Is he gonna use the dropships defensively? He is indeed. Here we go. He's gonna drop all over the army of Non. The 6 dropship moving drop here. Oh man. Non's army is gonna get completely crushed. He does at least have 2 vultures in the mineral line. Interestingly, despite Non losing all those units, the supply is insanely close right now. I'm not even sure how it's that close. It looks like Non actually rebuilt a good amount of siege tanks. Still no 3rd command center yet for him, but no 3rd command center yet for Terra either. But now the question is, where are the dropships going to go for the 2nd drop? And what can Non do to stop it? It looks like one of the dropships actually was picked off during that drop. So there's only 5 dropships left here. The tanks coming up at the same time here. Is he going to go for the killing blow? There are a good amount of siege tanks here, a lot of vultures as well. If the dropships drop on spider mines, that could be a huge turnaround for Non. Now there's no vision yet. He doesn't see where the dropships are. Let's look at Non's vision. He has mines around the map, but they're not actually, they're not quite in vision. The SCV is actually barely not in vision. There was a scan here. I think Terror just scanned? No, Non actually scanned, I think. There's like so much random spider mine vision that's really hard to tell. 12 o'clock is being taken, 6 o'clock also being taken now. So both players getting their thirds. These dropships are actually just chilling back here. There's 1 turret, 2 turrets, 3 turrets. There are a lot of mines though, and this is what I'm talking about. If he drops in this location, that could be huge. Is Terror going to drop early? Is he going to drop on the mines? He's going to drop on the mines! Oh no! He drops on the mines and tries to pick some of the dudes back up. But a huge mistake from Terror. Look at the supply difference, and he could potentially lose all of these dropships at the same time. That is a huge investment. And what a big mistake from Terror. There was no way he could know. I guess he could have scanned that location before dropping, but Non was 1 step ahead and is now moving in to Terror's natural. He's running in. There's only 4 siege tanks here. The 2 siege tanks in the back of Non's base have been getting cleaned up. Can Non actually pull the upset here? I don't know why there are 2 command centers at Terror's natural expansion. He's already got the 3rd command center here, so this is completely confusing to me. I guess he was going to lift this off to the 3 o'clock, but he is potentially going to die right here. There are, however, 3 siege tanks on the high ground. He has no vision up here. No, he actually did. He blew them up. And Terra now forced to fight with his SCVs. No siege tanks on the high ground. There are vultures supporting, but the splash damage is actually going to clear out many of the siege tanks. Can Terra hold on? Look at the sudden supply swing. Terra went from 20 supply ahead to 20 supply behind. Siege tanks in his natural. Non's base is completely defended. 3rd base not operational yet. That's the one saving grace for Terror is he has the 6 o'clock base mining. Technically, he's even still mining from his natural expansion, even though it's under siege. And a nice siege shot there means he might actually clean this up. Yeah, losing vision. Oh, gets the shot off. Meanwhile, more units though rally down for Non. This is incredibly close. Terra needs to play the defense perfectly. If he wants an online, he can't do that. And GG from Terror. Non pulls the upset, takes down Terror. What a freaking god. And Non, against my expectations, takes down the Peruvian Terran. Holy moly. That was an exciting TVT, guys. I mean, you know, people always complaining about TVT, but that was a pretty awesome game, and that means SAS takes the Clan War 3-2 over Team NB.